ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनं शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायै तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। नारायणं गुरुं वन्दे शरण्यं भक्तबान्धवम् गौरमनुविष्णं पूर्णां राधदास्यं प्रदायकम् रूपानुगाचार्यवर्यं रूपमञ्जरिप्रेष्ठकम् पतितपावनकरुण्यं युगाचार्य नारायणम्। वञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतुष्ये नमः। श्यामसुन्दर श्रीकन्धशेखर स्मिरहासर मुरली मनोहर राधिकर शिखमं कृपनिधे स्वप्रिया चरण किङ्करीं कुरु। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वृन्दायै तुलसी देव्यायै प्रियायै केशवस्य च कृष्णा भक्ति प्रदे देवी सत्यवत्यायै नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंदम। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। So first of all, I begin offering my most humble obeisances to the dust of the lotus feet of Paramaradatam Sri Guru Pada Padma Nitalila Pravishta Om Vishnu Pada Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Ashtotara Satasi Srimad Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj Srila Gurudev. And to my most worshipable Shiksha and Sannyasa Guru Nitalila Pravishta Om Vishnu Pada Ashtotara Satasi Srimad Srila Bhakti Vijnana Bharati Goswami Maharaj. And to all Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga, to all Tridandi Sannyasis, Brahmacharis, Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, and to all the assembled devotees here today, my most respectful obeisances. So by the causeless mercy of Srila Gurudeva and all Mahabhagavatas Acharyas, we are able to assemble here one more time. Chapter 7, Saptama Yama Sadhana, Pradosha Kaliya Bhajana, Vipralamba Prema, from 6 dandas of the night until midnight. Approximately 8:30 p.m. to midnight. Text 1. The internal symptom of devotion at this stage of perfection is worship of Shri Krishna in a mood of separation. Sri Shikshastakam number 7 states, Jugaitam nimeshena chakshusha pravishaitam shunaitam jagat sarvam govinda virahena me. O Saki, in separation from Govinda, even a moment seems like a millennium. Tears pour from my eyes like torrents of rain in the monsoon season, and this entire world seems empty. Now the commentary of Srila Gurudeva Bhajana Rahasya. Sriman Mahaprabhu is absorbed in Sri Radha's feelings of intense separation from Sri Krishna. He says, Saki, in my distress without Sri Nandanandana, my days stand still. Each and every moment seems like an entire millennium. Tears flow incessantly from my eyes, like torrents of rain from the clouds. I cannot tolerate separation from Govinda anymore. The entire universe appears void, and my body constantly burns in the fire of separation from him. It is as if my limbs have been placed in a fire of burning husks, but still my life air does not leave me. What shall I do now? What is the meaning of burning husks? Husk is that, the skin of the rice, that if you burn that, it creates a lot of heat, intense amount of heat, and it's very difficult to stop that fire. So the husk burns very slowly, but with intense amount of heat. Not much fire, but heat. So therefore it is compared to the fire of separation, to the heat of separation. So both Purvarag, attachment prior to the meetings one's beloved, and Pravasa, separation by distance, are favorable to bhajan in the mood of separation. Rati, attachment that is filled with eagerness and which exists prior to meeting, is called Purvaraga. When the gopis, who are deeply attached to Shri Krishna, hear the glories of his form, qualities, and so forth, many types of sentiments are stimulated in their hearts, and an astonishing impatience arises that is impossible to describe. Those learned in the Rasa Shastra call this impatience Purvaraga. In this state of Purvaraga, various sanchari bhavas arise, such as longing, anxiety, and sleeplessness. So there are two types of separation that Gurudev is describing. One is called Purvaraga and the other is called Pravasa. Purvaraga means the separation which happens before the meeting, and Pravasa is the separation which happens after the meeting. Now text number 2. The gopis praise the flute which drinks the nectar of Shri Krishna's lips. Srimad Bhagavatam 10:21-9 states, what pious activities has this flute performed to relish the nectar of Krishna's lips, which is meant for us gopis? He is drinking all the rasa and not even leaving us one drop. Sakhi, upon seeing the good fortune of the Venu, the Yamuna, Manasi, Ganga, and other rivers and ponds manifest the ecstatic symptom of horripilation in the form of blossoming lotuses and other flowers. The trees shed tears of love, delighted to have such a descendant in their dynasty, just as noble persons are delighted that a Vaishnava has taken birth in their families. What tree is this? This is the bamboo tree. The bamboo tree feels proud that a piece of bamboo has become Krishna's flute. Now the commentary of Srila Gurudeva, Bhajana, Rahasya. One gopi says to another, O Sakhi, I do not know what kind of highly pious activities this Venu, a dry piece of wood, has performed to profusely and independently relish the nectar of Shri Krishna's lips, which is meant to be enjoyed only by us gopis. He does not leave even a drop of this nectar for us. Seeing the good fortune of this Venu, Manasi, Ganga, and other ponds secretly display their ecstasy through their blossoming lotus flowers. When family elders see that one of their descendants is filled with love for Sri Bhagavan, they shed tears of joy. Similarly, since the trees have a relationship with the Venu, they emit streams of honey, as if shedding tears of bliss. Now the Brajramanis, already eager to meet with Krishna, become even more restless. A vision of the sweetness of Shri Krishna's beauty appears in their hearts, and in this vision they see the Venu on his lips. The gopis reflect on the flute's rare good fortune. O Sakhi, this Venu always relishes the nectar of Krishna's association, so there is no doubt about his extreme fortune. But he has now become so proud and arrogant that we find it intolerable. The nectar of Damodar's lips is meant for the pleasure of the gopis, but the Venu considers it his. Damodar was born in the Gopa dynasty, and so were we. From childhood, we share deep love for each other. He is our Priyatama, so we alone have full rights to the nectar of his lips. But this impudent and shameless Venu is depriving us of our birthright, and he drinks the nectar of Damodar's lips, just as he pleases. We have taken birth in the dynasty of Gopas, but we are deprived of the nectar of Gopendra Nandana Shri Krishna's lips. Yet the Venu, who has taken birth in the dynasty of inert trees, constantly drinks that nectar. He does so despite being masculine, thus mocking us. So the gopis, they are upset with Krishna, with the Venu, for two reasons. One reason is that he does not suppose to drink the nectar from Krishna's lips, which actually the gopis feel that belong everything to them. And the second reason is that the Venu is a masculine, is a male form, not a feminine form. So they feel that this is not right, that a male form can kiss Krishna's lips and drink the nectar from his lips all the time. The day Yashoda Maya bound Krishna with rope, he became celebrated as Damodar. And that very same day, we Gopikas began our loving relationships with him. No one in Braj knew anything about the Venu then. It was when Krishna started taking the cows out to graze that the Venu's relationship with him began. By this meager relationship, the Venu became the complete heir to the nectar of Krishna's lips. Even though we Gopikas have loved Krishna since childhood, we remain deprived of this right. Therefore I say, O Sakhi, Birth as a Venu is higher and more blessed than birth as a Gopi. Seeing the great fortune of the Venu, the trees, unable to contain themselves, become covered with fruits and flowers and ooze honey. It is as if they become ecstatic and their hair stands on end upon seeing the supreme good fortune of their own child, and they shed tears of love due to pride. And why not? The Venu is made of bamboo, and bamboo is considered to be in the family of trees. So bamboo is nourished by the water of rivers and ponds. So for the bamboo, this water is actually milk, and the rivers and ponds are the bamboo's mothers. Seeing the rare good fortune of their son, these mothers, such as the Yamuna, Manasiganga, Pavan Sarovar, Man Sarovar, and Kusum Sarovar, sometimes laugh by displaying blossoming flowers. Sometimes in their great rapture, they express their joy through their undulating waves, and at the other times, they shed tears of happiness. In this way, the gopis endowed with Mahabhav deliberate upon the Venu's great fortune and on their own misfortune, and they display envy and other sanchari bhavas. They say, in his previous life, this Venu must have performed some severe austerity or pious activity. If we knew what it was, we would do the same and also attain such rare good fortune. Purnamasi is a perfected ascetic who knows past, present, and future. Let us go and ask her. By acting according to her instruction, we will attain that rare good fortune. According to Srila Sanatana Goswami, this verse is spoken by Vrishabhan Nandini herself, as she reveals her bhavs to her dear Lalita Sakhi. Upon analyzing the various statements and indications in this verse, it is apparent that this prema is on the level of Adhiruddha Mahabhav. So, now text number 3. Srimad Bhagavatam 10.21.11 describes the good fortune of the doves and their husbands when they hear the sound of the flute. O Sakhi, when Nandanandana Shyam Sundar, wearing beautiful multicolored attire, vibrates a sweet melody on his flute, even the doves who are foolish due to having taken birth from the wombs of ignorant animals run towards him along with their husbands and gaze upon him with love-laden eyes. They are not merely gazing, Sakhi, but they are worshipping him with crooked sidelong glances from their large lotus-like eyes, and he is accepting their worship with his own loving sidelong glance. The lives of these deer are truly blessed. Sakhi, although we are gopis of Vrindavan, we are unable to offer ourselves like this because our family members harass us. How ironic. So all these verses which are being quoted are from Venu Gita. So now the commentary of Srila Gurudeva Bhajana Rahasya Vritti. The Brajaramanis are always restless to meet with Krishna. This restlessness is due to their inability to be satisfied, which is a natural characteristic of their prema. They are also unable to steady their minds in any way. They consider anyone who has even the slightest relationship with Krishna to be extremely fortunate. While sitting in their homes, the gopis hear the flute song of Govinda, who stills the hearts of all beings in Vrindavan, and they become completely submerged in prema rasa. With the eyes of bhava, they see the doves in the forest not only abandon grazing when they hear the sound of the Venu, but ignore their offspring and everything else as well. These doves dash towards Krishna with great speed, coming up so close to him that he can touch them with his hands. The gopis express their moods in a concealed way, avatitta bhava. One says, O Sakhi, just see the affection of these doves from the animal kingdom have for Krishna. Indeed, they are blessed. We, on the other hand, who have taken birth as human beings, are deprived of taking such darshan and performing such seva, which are human beings' right. This is the frustration of our lives. So in this way, the gopis, they are actually regretting to have taken birth as human beings, because humans have to follow so much etiquette, so many rules and regulations. So therefore, they cannot meet with Krishna freely. So therefore, they are envious towards all the animals that because they can easily go to Krishna and no one will say anything. So in autumn, Brajendra Nandana Shri Krishna, beautifully decorated in marvelous attire, suitable for roaming in the forest, enters Vrindavan to herd the cows and blissfully plays enchanting notes on his flute. Shama Sundar, with his sweet form, steals the hearts of everyone in the universe. Seeing his sweet form and hearing the sound of his flute, the doves feel content. One Saki begins to speak by saying, when the doves hear the sound of Prananatha Shama Sundara's flute, they become senseless and proceed towards him, staggering and stumbling. They become senseless and proceed towards him, staggering and stumbling. At that time, their husbands, the Krishna Sar deer, follow behind them, accepting the guidance of their wives. In this way, no obstacle prevents the doves from meeting with Krishna. Krishna Sar means that Krishna alone is the essence of their lives. Hearing this, another Saki says, "Oh friend, this is really true. We do not have such fortune. We are females and the wives of other men, so we cannot overcome our fear of public condemnation. When Shama Sundara leaves for the cowherding on the path that runs by our homes, we can only gaze upon him through the holes in the latticed windows. For this only our family members abuse us and create obstacles for us. Our husbands are also disapproving. Birth as a deer would be more useful than birth as a human." So in this way, the gopis, they try to watch Krishna through the holes of the window when he's passing on the road. And they are rebuked by their relatives, and they again think that to take a bird as an animal is much better. But of course, we shouldn't take it so serious, because in an animal body, they cannot serve Krishna in the way they serve as human beings. But anyway, this is only the effect of their Mahabhav. So the Brajadevi's longing to meet with Krishna increases more and more. Eagerness, utkanta, and longing, lalasa, to meet Shri Krishna are very helpful for a sadhaka. Pranaya avalokai pujam dado means that the doves lovingly look upon Krishna with their very beautiful eyes, which serve as lamps to perform arati to him. Krishna reciprocates by accepting their worship. In Sri Ujjvala Nilamani, Srila Rupa Goswami defines pranaya as the state in which the hearts of both hero and the heroine become one. The hearts of the doves are one with Krishna's heart, and therefore the gopis have used the word pranaya avalokai. With these glances, the doves offer their bhavas as flowers and other articles to Krishna, to worship Krishna. In this text, the sweetness of the Brajadevi's Paramur love is expressed through metaphors. So actually, because the gopis have their heart one with Krishna, they see that all the other living entities are also having the same condition, because they superimpose their mood upon the others. So therefore, who has pranaya is the gopis, are the gopis. Now text 4. Hearing the sound of the Venu, all the rivers stop flowing and worship Krishna's feet with lotus flowers. Srimad Bhagavatam 10:21-15 states, hearing the song of Krishna's flute, the Yamuna, Manasi Ganga, and other rivers have become deluded by lust. Their heart's desire for love caused many whirlpools to surface, and they stop flowing. Bringing lotuses as gifts, with their arm-like waves, they embrace Madana Mohan and place his lotus feet on their breasts. What does it mean is that the rivers, they invite Krishna to take part. And when he comes, then they can embrace him because he's inside of the water, and they can place his lotus feet on their breasts. So now the commentary of Srila Gurudeva, Bhajana Rahasya Vritti. Hearing the sweet sound of Krishna's flute, the Brajadevis, who are attached to Krishna with profound love, Krishna Anuragini, have become overwhelmed with prema. They started speaking with Sakis from their own groups about the effects of the sound of the flute and other such topics. With metaphors, they describe how lifeless rivers exhibit transformations of love upon hearing the sweet sound of Krishna's Venu. Although it is not possible for rivers to experience any feeling, the Brajaramanis who are endowed with Mahabhav and controlled by its astonishing nature do not consider whether a being is sentient or insentient, and they ascribe their own respective bhavs everywhere they look. So the same thing I have told previously, they will impose their own mood in everything they see, be it a living being or just an unconscious being. She would think they love Krishna as they love. Whatever mood and relationship an Uttamadhikari devotee has with his worshipable deity, Sri Bhagavan, that same mood and relationship is seen by him to exist in all living entities. This is described in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila 8, 273-274. Mahabhagavata deke stabara jangama, tahan tahan hawai tara, Shri Krishna is Purana. Stabara jangama deke, na deke tara murti, sarvatra hawai tara, ishtadeva spurti. While roaming in the charming Vrindavan forest, Nandanandana Shri Krishna arrives at the banks of the Yamuna or Manasiganga, where he hears the sweet murmur of water, sees the beautiful lotus flowers floating on the high waves, hears the sounds of cuckoo birds on the river banks, and is pleasantly touched by a gentle fragrance breeze. Overwhelmed with immense elation, he plays a sweet melody on his murali. Upon hearing it, the river stops flowing, and on the still water of her breast, unlimited whirlpools appear. Gradually, the water of the river rises to the height of Shri Krishna's chest. The repeated crashing of waves causes the lotus flowers to break from their stems and present themselves at Krishna's lotus feet. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that after trying to embrace Krishna, the river becomes ashamed and then withdraw, and instead offer lotus flowers at Krishna's feet. But one thing is important to clarify is that not because the gopis impose their love to every living being, that they actually don't have their own love for Krishna. They have it. All these ecstatic symptoms are real, and they are actually manifesting that. This is not what the gopis are like seeing as some type of hallucination. No, it's really happening. Upon seeing these whirlpools in the rivers, the gopis are unable to conceal their own bhavas. One says, "O Saki, hearing our Pranakanta's flute song, this river is affected by lust and has become senseless. His face is all pleasing. It is radiant, fragrant, soft, sweet, and attractive to the heart, like a kunda flower. This is why he is called Mukunda. With his soft, delicate lotus face, he relishes kissing and biting of lips and other transcendental mellows of union. When these mellows are relished, all kinds of obligations are cut, and due to an increase in kama, he observes with an agitated heart the gopis' lotus navels, which look like whirlpools." Another Brajadevi says, "When the rivers see Mukunda's sweet beauty and hear the ascending and descending waves of sound from his Venu, both of which enchant the whole universe, their hearts become afflicted with kama. Now they have reversed their flow with great force, and instead of moving towards their husband, the ocean, they flow towards Krishna. Their arm-like waves rise up higher and embrace Murari's chest." There is a reason why the gopis call Krishna Murari. They say, "We have taken shelter of Sri Nandanandana, who has all the qualities of Narayana, the destroyer of the Mura demon. It is very sad, however, that we are always tormented by Kama or Cupid. Although the killer of Mura is aware of this, he makes no arrangement to punish Mara or Kama, lust. Sri Narayana has become famous as Murari by killing the demon Mura, thus making the demons, the demigods, fearless. In the same way, if Krishna destroys Mara, he will become famous as Murari, and will be recognized as having the same qualities as Narayana, otherwise not. With Mara destroyed, we Brajaramanis will also breathe a sigh of relief. The waves of the rivers move closer and closer to Krishna's chest, and upon reaching it, they subside and ripple at his lotus feet. Seeing this, the gopis, whose hearts are filled with overpowering love for Krishna, say, "O Saki, look, look! At first these Anuragi rivers were trying to bind Shyamasundara in their embrace, but seeing his indifference, they have become ashamed. They have stopped trying to embrace him and are again offering lotus flowers at his feet with their arm-like waves." Upon observing the behavior of the Yamuna and other rivers, the Brajaramanis express various bhavas. Seeing how the moods of Sri Yamuna and Manasi Ganga are one with those of the Goparamanis is an unprecedented darshan. So now is the text number 5. Gir Govardhan becomes blissful by the touch of Shri Krishna's and Shri Balaram's lotus feet, and he worships them with various articles. Srimad Bhagavatam 10.21.18 states, "O Sakis, this mountain Govardhan is a crown jewel of Sri Hari's servants. Blessed is his fortune. By the touch of the lotus feet of our Prana Vallabha, Shri Krishna and Baladev Prabhu, he is most pleasing to the eyes. Govardhan is blossoming with delight and supplying crystal clear water, soft grass, wonderful caves, and varieties of roots. By thus serving Shri Krishna and Balaram, who are surrounded by the cowherd boys and cows, he highly honors them." Antayam Adrir Abala Haridas Savarya. The gopis are praising Giriraj Govardhan as being Haridas Savarya, means the best servant of Sri Hari. Now the commentary of Srila Gurudeva Bhajana Rahasya. The Brajadevis, who are the embodiments of Mahabhav, say, "If anyone can be said to be the topmost devotee, it must be Giriraj. In a variety of ways, he serves our Pranavallabha and the cowherd boys and cows who accompany him. We do not have the strength of Krishna Prem, and therefore we are weak. This Giriraj, however, is the proprietor of Krishna Prem. Let us go, Saki. We should bathe in Manasi Ganga, circumambulate Giriraj, take darshan of his presiding deity, Sri Haridev, and worship him. Then the desires we have long held in our hearts will be fulfilled. Even though attainment of wealth of prema is extremely rare, Giriraj will give some of it to us. Oh sister, we want to touch Priyatama Shyamasundara's chin and talk to him. It is so frustrating that we are unable to talk with him. What to speak of render direct service to him?" Why they say they want to touch Krishna's chin? Because in India, when you find someone, a child, whatever, very cute, you will do like this, touching their chin, like that. This is like some expression of affection. Now the gopis are saying, just look, Giriraj becomes ecstatic by the touch of Krishna's limbs as Krishna climbs upon his body, and one can easily see his ecstatic sentiments, such as tears, horripilation, and perspiration. The appearance of grass is horripilation, the humidity is his perspiration, and the waterfalls are his tears. Moreover, Krishna also receives pleasure by performing playful pastimes on Govardhan's body. Having seen all this, we do not have even the slightest doubt that Giriraj Govardhan is Haridas Varya, the topmost servant of Sri Hari. That servant who delights Sri Hari with his service, and who receives the greatest happiness by rendering that service to him, is topmost among Sri Hari's servants. So service means not something that you want to do because you are happy to do that. Service is something that will make the object of service happy. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 3 great personalities are called Haridas: Maharaj Yudhishthir, Uddhav, and Sri Giriraj Govardhan. Maharaj Yudhishthir accepts Sri Krishna, who is a supreme absolute truth and fully independent, as his intimate friend, and he serves him lovingly in the mood of a servant, a friend, and also a parent. Uddhav, the second Haridas, became Sri Krishna's messenger and went to Braj to console Krishna's parents as well as the Brajaramanis and other Brajavasis. Upon seeing the symptoms of the gopis' high class of prema, Sri Uddhava became astonished. He not only realized the glories of the gopis' foot dust, he also expressed a desire to take birth in Braj as a grass, a shrub, or a herb. He fulfilled this desire at the most magnanimous Giriraj Govardhan by taking birth in Giriraj's lap near Kusuma Sarovara as a blade of grass. But still, he was unable to serve the Brajavasis as Giriraj does. Giriraj is Haridas Varya, the topmost servant of Sri Hari. Why? Because he fulfills all the needs of Krishna and the Brajavasis. He serves Krishna and his companions, the cowherd boys and cows, with his body, mind, wealth, and very life, sacrificing everything to satisfy all of their inner heart's desires. He offers them the pure, cool, sweet drink water of Manasi Ganga and other sarovars, very tasteful fruits and roots to eat, varieties of flowers and red minerals for decoration, jeweled seats and bags, precious stones to use for lamps and mirrors, and well-adorned caves and kunjas for resting and playing. And he offers nutritious grass and plants to the cows. Shri Krishna and his beloveds relish very confidential pastimes in the beautifully decorated groves and caves of Giriraj, who is expert in performing the topmost service in Sringara Rasa. Because Radha and Krishna's confidential Nikunja Lilas take place inside and upon his body, so as to not disturb these confidential pastimes, he has permanently assumed the stationary form of a stone. In this way, the gopis lavishly praise Giriraj Govardhan upon seeing the many kinds of services he renders to Krishna. So Srila Gurudev used to say that Giriraj, he must have a feminine form, because in order to Krishna perform pastimes with gopis, only those in the female body, they can witness. So in this way, Giriraj also has the form as Girirani, and he can be worshipped as boy or as a girl. And because Giriraj is also not different from Krishna, you can sometimes use two Shilas, one to represent Krishna and one to represent Radha, and worship them together as a divine couple. So Giriraj is very much mysterious, and he is the most dear servant of Krishna. Svancha kalpatarvesha kripa sindhu bevacha patitanam pavanibhyo vaishnavyo namo. Hare Krishna.